You're listening to a podcast on the Podfix Network.
Welcome to another episode of Little Bits and Pieces. I am going to be hosting this one. My name is Matt Walker. I'm 1/3 of Wallares. With me is the other 2/3 of Wallares, Christian Torres.
Heyo.
And Jeffrey Fella. We'll get it eventually.
Jeff is a Pokemon, just so you know. He does say Jeffrey Fella.
I mean, what do you have to...
Lots of people say their own names. It's pretty normal.
Yeah, but
those people are Pokemon.
Don't Digimon do that too?
No, Digimon can speak English.
All of them?
Yes.
Every Digimon speaks?
Yes, every Digimon can speak
Even
English.
The one that doesn't have a mouth? I think it's like...
Which one?
I don't know, like...
You don't know shit about Digimon, and stop pretending like you do.
I mean, plenty of Digimon don't have mouths, but I think they still talk.
Yeah.
How? Whoa. Okay, I was just putting that out there. How would they? How?
How?
I'm sorry.
Because they're fucking digital monsters, man.
Yeah.
No, but
mute people can't speak to one another?
Wait. Okay, so are the Digimon doing sign language?
Mute people do have mouths, but just a fun fact.
What if they don't?
Well, okay. Hold on. You cannot have a mouth, and that can be your reason for being mute. So it could be possible you're mute because you don't have a mouth.
Sure.
I guess those were the mute folks I was referring to.
But I still want to point out this whole.
I'm trying to specifically think now of a Digimon who doesn't have a mouth, but I know can
Gorumon
talk.
or what? Is there a Gorumon?
Gorumon,
that's
probably.
Zelda, I think, isn't it?
There's probably a Gorumon, though. I don't know who that is, but there's probably one. I feel like who doesn't have a mouth? I feel like
angel,
Tentamon doesn't have a mouth. Angemon?
The angel does have a mouth, but doesn't open it to speak.
Angel?
There's Angemon. There's also Angewoman.
Yep.
Who is
Christianity in Digimon?
Yeah, because in the first season, the bad guy is Devimon, who is a devil. And and then Patamon, who is the little orange guy, he doesn't digivolve throughout the entire first season. And they're like, oh, Patamon, he's such a piece of shit. But then at the very end, this like little flying guy with like bat ears, he's like, I'm going to digivolve into an angel who's a buff angel. And then he punches the devil. And that's how the first season of Digimon ends.
Okay.
Yeah. So shut up about Digimon.
All right,
Christian and I know Digimon.
I wasn't bullying you guys. I was pointing out inconsistencies.
Do you want us to point out how much you like Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh, I just thought of it. So before Digimon, they have forms, right? And before they're a rookie, they're in training. And before that, they're babies. And those babies, they don't have mouths, but they talk. There it is.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be vulnerable here and say that, yeah, I played probably 3 to 4 hours of, classic Sonic the Hedgehog video games yesterday. I started with Sonic CD, and I played Sonic 2, and I then played Sonic Spinball, which is not a good game.
In 3 to 4 hours?
Possibly more.
With that many games, like, did you not spend a lot of time on anyone, or?
I played so
the funny thing about Sonic is it's like the faster you do the levels, the better you are at it, which is really funny.
Well, yeah, but there's the special state. Okay, so let's look at Sonic 2, right? You can get all of the emeralds before you even get to the second stage if you
How do you do that?
Well, because in Sonic 2, oh boy. Okay, so in Sonic 2...
Hold on. I also want to preface this by saying I downloaded on PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 4, they had a free Sonic Mania, which was like Sonic 2, but with like secret levels or deluxe edition stuff or whatever. Jeff came over and played that for probably 3 or 4 hours, beat it, and then started and got about halfway through with what was it, Gold Sonic or whatever?
Are you talking about Supersonic? That I had Supersonic before the game. Yeah, I mean Supersonic is.
Was that what he's called, Supersonic?
Oh, come on, guys!
Because that's like a
gold
thing.
One?
Really? it's what's supersonic. He goes super. It's
Is there super knuckles and stuff?
Is that when he has? That's when he has all the emeralds, right?
It's hyper knuckles is when he gets. Yeah, I think super knuckles and then hyper knuckles. If he gets super emeralds.
Is there a hypersonic?
Yeah, if you get so there's the Chaos Emeralds. There's 7 Chaos Emeralds, 6 in the first game, and a couple other franchises as well. But typically,
Christian, do you want to go? Or we can just let him.
No, I'm interested. I saw the Sonic movie, and so I have some familiarity.
The lore it deviates a little bit, right? But the Sonic, the second. You've seen the first or the second Sonic movie?
I have seen both Sonic movies.
Okay, because the first one, those aren't characters in the game. I just want to make sure.
No, the owls, those are some made up bullshit.
Yeah.
Which feels like for how deep the Sonic lore goes, it feels like weird they had to make up new shit. Like,
I mean, I think so anyway, there's 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Did you know the second Sonic movie spends a significant portion of time on a wedding between the guy from Criminal Minds and somebody else, and it's just a wedding that's going on.
Yeah, I think that was the only way they could tie in the previous human characters, because the second one is just the third video game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but in movie form. But they're like, this doesn't. I mean, we had this whole character that existed in the first movie, and that was sort of the draw in. I think it was smart how they did it, but
it's like a video game movie is happening, but then also on the side there is
it's exactly like that.
Just a couple getting married.
That's very by design, I think, because
the bride is my favorite character in that movie because the actress commits hardcore to what she's doing. She's just in it,
She's in the first one as well. She's very suspicious of both James Marsden's character and Sonic the Hedgehog.
You're right. I thought she was an addition, but you're right. She wasn't.
Yeah. Talk about these Chaos Emeralds so we can move on.
Well, no, I wanted to point out she actually was a character in the first Sonic game. She's in the code. You don't see her, but she is in the code. And they spent, a lot of energy finding an actress that actually looked and could act like that character programmed in the first game. By Yuji Naka, who is about to, I think, is potentially serving jail time for insider trading.
Wait, really?
The creator of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like accidental insider trading. You might have to serve 2 years.
Wait, how did you accidentally insider trade?
I think I don't. So you want me to talk about the Super Emeralds, or you want me to talk about Japanese?
I want you to talk about Japanese stock law.
Okay, because
hold on. I want you to talk about Japanese stock law in terms of the Chaos Emeralds, if you could.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think it's very similar. Imagine that you already have these emeralds, and the Master Emerald calls them home into to where the Master Emerald lives in the Hidden Palace, and then they go back.
But are they sentient?
So they're super emeralds, right? And they're the Chaos Emeralds, but they're like the super form of it. And so once you get
But you said where the emerald lives, and that you said the emerald calls people up.
Well, there's the Master Emerald. So you've seen the second one, about the Master Emerald. You've seen it. Yeah. So the Master Emerald.
Is it alive?
No, but I mean, it's a little bit sentient, I think. It has.
Whoa, I think you're either sentient or you're not. Okay, that's
kind of black and white. I'm gonna say it has the same level of sentience as like amphibians, like a frog, something like that. Like it can feel pain.
Are frogs sentient?
Well,
I feel like they're sapient, but I don't know if they're sentient.
Then the emerald is that second thing you said.
Wait, what the hell does sentient mean? I thought I knew. It's aware of itself, yeah?
Yeah. I don't think the emerald is aware of itself.
You don't think a frog's aware of itself?
Well, no, a frog can't think like I'm a frog, so therefore I'm a frog. Like
it's very
easy words for a human to say.
Yeah,
we're sentient.
Whoa.
We are, but hey, just because we
also
don't
speak for yourself.
Understand frogs. Wow. Yeah, Jeff's not a bright man. He thinks he's everything.
Well, no.
He went from sentient to omniscient.
Just because you don't know doesn't mean I'm wrong. But I want to take a step back further. And
oh man,
let
I
me
may
just
have gotten those words mixed up. Oh man, I'm doing some quick Googling.
No, let me do
on the
this in
side.
like 30
I
seconds.
feel like
Let me try
all right.
Let me try to
and
do
then,
this in.
Once you do this, we'll have a segment for Christian's apology.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. That would be great. Okay. So I'm gonna try to do this in, let's say, a minute. So okay. So there's like 4 classic Sonic games. There's Sonic 1, Sonic CD, Sonic 2, and then Sonic 3, and Knuckles. They separated them because development needed more time. I see it. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for putting me on the timer. So there's Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. And so in the first game, Sonic 1, there's 6 Chaos Emeralds. You get them all, nothing happens. It just means you get the good ending. It's like an additional thing you can do. Sonic 2, Yuji Naka was a fan of Dragon Ball Z, so he made it so there's 7 emeralds. When you get the it's just from DBZ. When you get the 7 emeralds, you go Super Saiyan. You become Super Sonic, golden hair, supercharged, etc. Sonic CD, it's time stones. It's not even Chaos Emeralds because he's technically on another planet, so it's not important. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So Sonic 3, you can get the emeralds, go Super Sonic, and then when you start again at the Sonic and Knuckles portion
20 seconds
of the game, the emeralds, then you lose all your emeralds. They go to the Master Emerald to be with the Master Emerald in Palace Zone, and then they get supercharged. And when you get all those again, you're no longer Super Sonic, you're Hypersonic.
5.
Same goes for Knuckles. Tails can only become Super Tails when he gets all the Super Emeralds. Can't use Chaos Emeralds.
Ding.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's solid.
So that's just some of the lore from the original. We'll call it a quadrilogy, I guess. Sonic CD doesn't really factor into the, but just a little something to chew on.
All right, Christian.
Yeah, let's hear this apology.
Yeah,
Let's
you
hear
know,
this apology.
the only thing more dangerous than no knowledge is a little bit of knowledge. And sometimes you hear words throughout your life and it's like, oh, this is a word I'm going to add to my lexicon. But then you like mix it up and you don't always like know how to execute it in conversation. But like the benefit is if other people don't know either, you can just say things and people will be like, oh, wow, so well spoken, even though they don't none of us know what the fuck we're talking about. And I think that might have been one of those situations where I don't necessarily know the difference between sentient and sapient. And maybe they're just words I picked up, but I don't necessarily know which one means what. But
there wasn't you haven't said
I didn't hear
sorry
sorry
yet. Yeah.
We both were waiting.
Yeah.
And you're like, and I'm not going to. As for my modicum.
I'm just explaining the way of the world.
You're gonna have to
falls exactly into what you just said too.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Some say the world will end in fire. Some say the world will end in ice.
Yeah, there's a big asteroid comes and blows it up.
Robert Frost.
Yeah. Well, today's episode, other than being about Sonic.
Look, I think that was helpful. I think you're going to see a lot of improv that revolves around knowledge regarding the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, after those 3 to 4 hours of playing that game, if you went and did an improv set, you might have a bunch of improv that involved all that dumb shit you said.
Are you saying that like the things
yourself.
that we do in our real life like bleed through into our performance?
Is that what I'm saying?
I don't know. It's a question. It's a leading question.
He's leading into the topic, Matt. Matt, if you could just
Let me can you ask the question again?
Sure. Let me try to remember what I said. Wait a minute. Are you Doc, are you telling me that the things that we do in our real life might actually bleed through into the improv we do on stage?
That's right. I can't remember his name.
It's just Back to the Future? Yeah, Marty.
Yeah,
Marty.
Marty McFly. You really can't remember that? That name is very easy to remember.
Just ask me again.
It's alliteration.
What's the name of the main character from Back to the Future? Is that?
Yeah. Please just ask that.
Oh, what is the name of the main character from Back to the Future?
Marty McFly.
We got it. That's points on the board for Matt. All right, moving on to the lightning round.
Yeah,
Jeff, for $500.
For $500. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. You can ask him, Christian.
No, never mind. It seems like we're in the middle of a thing, and I don't have $500 anyway. So
yeah. All right, for $1. What is the deal with the Chaos Emeralds? Man,
I don't know if they're sentient.
We should have vetted the question.
I don't think the Chaos Emeralds are sentient. I think the Master Emerald might have a level of sentience. Again,
all right, I'm putting time on the clock.
No, I don't. That's all I have. I genuinely don't know.
Wow.
Wait, so do they, like, when they absorb the Chaos Emeralds, like, is it like are they used up, or can they use them again later? Because if they are,
it's. I think that it depends on what the narrative needs them to do. I don't think there's hard and fast rules.
Because if Sonic absorbs the Chaos Emeralds,
no,
he
doesn't use its rings. It uses his rings. So if you need 50 rings. Once you have all 7 Chaos Emeralds, that's not enough.
Right.
That's like having a hydron reactor or whatever, but not actually having the hydrogen or whatever.
That's such a weird thing, because that's like, okay, you need a magic artifact. Also, you need $50, and then if you have those things, you can turn into Super Saiyan.
You have a car, but you need gas. I don't get that. Makes sense.
But like, is magic like the magic also requires the form of currency in the world?
I don't know if it's
operate?
Magic. I think it's supposed to be more science. It's science.
Are rings currency? Aren't they like his life?
They can in the metagame.
Like Sonic's blood, aren't they?
No,
they're his blood.
Oh actually, okay, It again.
You cut him and rings fall out.
But
the whole thing is Sonic is dying throughout this game, and you're just collecting as much blood as possible to stick it back
is Sonic
in your body.
the same plot as Crank then, where he has to just keep going? He's actively dying.
He's that robot arm that's constantly scooping oil into itself.
Okay, no, hold on. I can do this even quicker. There's 3 ways rings work.
Okay.
They are either life force, they're like a limited one-time power supply that's in the comic books and some of the television media.
Okay.
Like there's only like one
Popeye's spinach.
Yeah, exactly. Like Sonic finds a power ring. He's like, now I can go really fast.
So yeah, exactly. Like
that's a really good. It is. It's a really good. Seriously, that's perfect.
Right.
That's what.
Good analogy.
And or it's like currency, but that's always in the metagame. Like, oh, you got 50 rings, and now you can go to the shop.
Or they're like a portal if you go by the movies where he has portal
that's also
powers.
actually true. Giant rings are portals, and that's in the video games as well. That's
in the movie he has a bag of rings that he just throws out, and it makes a portal.
So that kind of combines the two.
That's like so OP because he also has super speed. It's like, pick a fucking lane.
Yeah.
In what world do you need to both be able to teleport and also have interdimensional portals?
I'm watching the X-Men Days of Future Past just earlier today, and it's like, imagine if Quicksilver also was Nightcrawler.
Right. It's like, you don't need both, man. And I will say, and those movies, Quicksilver is so OP in those movies. Like,
oh yeah.
And Sonic has the same thing where it's like, if there is a sequence in the movie where time stops and you can do whatever, the rest of the movie can just fuck off. Okay, you didn't need to do any of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty clear. I think during the bar scene, I mean, there's several times during the first movie you're like, why doesn't Sonic just run? Like, that's all he needs to do.
Because the first one is more of an insult to injury because it is a road trip movie primarily. It is primarily a road trip film where they're driving from, where is it, like Colorado to San Francisco
California,
or something.
Yeah.
I forget where they start off at, but they're just going cross country to California, and Sonic can canonically run at, like, I think the speed of light. And so in this movie.
Well, I mean, he can go faster because he can teleport, and that's introduced because they do say, like, you can just right, because he has the rings to. Boy, I need to rewatch the first one.
Because there's a scene in the movie where they're chilling in the car with James Marsden, and then Sonic real quick runs to the coast because he comes back wet, which implies that he can run all the way to the West Coast and get back within 1 second, and he's just putting up with the road trip for the lulz.
Well, no, for the love of he loves this man, James Marsden, and he wants to. Is it a
romance?
No, he's his son. And the second one, he calls him his son. He's James Marsden adopts him.
Which that's
Spoiler
not a
alert.
plot device I like very much.
I'm sorry, spoiler alert.
So Sonic is this is a weird thing. Like Sonic's age is always kind of a weird topic for me because in the video games, like
I've seen him kiss a human woman in the video game.
Well,
so he better be an adult.
That's 2006. Yeah, that's a different. It's a whole different. But anyway, yeah. So the power rings. You need 50 power rings when you have the 7 Chaos Emeralds to go super, and then every second that passes, you lose a ring that you're in super form. And so and giant rings act as portals to the special stages in Sonic 1, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic CD. And Sonic 2, it's the goalposts. So
yeah,
rings are crazy, you know. Rings can represent matrimony. Rings can represent disease. You know, rings. Well, like ringworm, ring around the Posey or whatever, Rosie.
Yeah. The Black Plague.
Yeah. So rings are kind of. And Yuji Naka might.
If you look at a tree, it tells you how old it is.
I need to double confirm that. I'm like a big fan of his, so I'm kind of sad to hear it. But
yeah. Well,
I mean, insider trading doesn't necessarily like. It's not necessarily like a.
Martha Stewart came back from it.
Well, it's like it's not like
way.
A crime against nature. You know, it's not like somebody. You know, it's not like murder or something.
Yeah.
Usually
he did that too, but he's they can't get him up for it.
He was insider murdering, which isn't as bad.
Because if you murder someone inside, it's better because there's just easier to clean up.
It's like the majority of murders are insider because there's a connection. It's very rare that there's a murder that happens that's not. Typically, that's considered manslaughter.
A crime of apathy.
Elliot Stabler.
Is that a Sonic the Hedgehog character?
It's the main character from Law & Order SVU.
Okay.
Played by Christopher Maloney.
Which I guess I shouldn't have gone with SVU because
that is
murder.
That's not. I mean, spoiler alert: people do get murdered in that show.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
it's
like
never
most
the
of the
first
time.
thing.
No. What are we doing? What is the topic of this episode?
It doesn't matter. We're gonna call it the Sonic, the Ring, and the
Chaos
accidental
Emeralds.
Yeah, the accidental Chaos Emeralds episode.
Well, but we should talk about improv, right? That's the
we're at 21 minutes.
That's the premise of the show, though, right?
Well,
okay, so what do the Chaos
Emeralds?
What do the Chaos Emeralds mean to you? Your improv.
So if
what?
The Chaos Emeralds are like. They are, when you get the Chaos Emeralds, you turn supersonic, right?
Yeah.
So what turns you into the version of you when you're on stage?
Spinach.
Panda Express is usually good.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go with coffee then. Yeah, let's all pick a food.
Believe it or not, rings. I eat a shitload of them before every show.
I do believe it because you're like vomiting pieces of metal on stage.
I mean, it's a great magic trick though. I'm always saying we should do more magic in our improv.
You do say that a lot.
It's really fun when like halfway through the set, it's like, oh, have you lost a ring? And then Matt vomits up 20 rings, and it's like, is this your ring?
Yeah, I just need to get better. I think we need to rehearse it more because I just need to get better about the screams of agony that I exude.
Yeah, it's not a smooth. It's not a smooth throw up. It's very like. It does use up most of the time in our set. Like once it starts, I will say.
Well, it hurts so bad, and I just need to stop saying that out loud. Right. I just need to control it a little bit better.
Well, I'm thinking maybe if you coat the rings first with like some kind of like a jelly or something.
If you think I haven't cooked these rings with jelly or something. You are mistaken, sir.
Do you do it as like a Sonic thing? Like that's the idea?
Well, I usually catch like a picture of him online on Google or something, and I'm like, I should eat some rings. He does it. It's his blood. This is exactly what I say.
He doesn't eat them. No.
Does he like have his mouth open when he's running through?
Well, where the fuck does he put them then, Jeff? He has 1,000 rings, and they're just.
I can't. You and I know the answer to that, Matt.
Do hedgehogs have like a kangaroo style pocket? Like
not marsupials.
Wait, isn't Knuckles a marsupial?
Is it an echidna's not a marsupial? Is it?
Is it?
They're born from eggs, aren't they? Yeah, you know what? They might be. Echidnas might be marsupials. This is something that at least one of us should know. Wait, are marsupials
born from eggs?
Are
kangaroos born from eggs?
Wait, what's a platypus? No, echidna's like a platypus. I didn't mean a marsupial.
Is a platypus a marsupial?
No, it's not. Wait,
what
echidnas aren't? They're eggs? I didn't know they were hatched out of eggs. Echidnas?
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to wiki this. I can't let this one go.
We'll have to wiki it. We'll have to wiki it, and then we'll get back to everybody on the next episode where we actually talk about improv.
No, it's monotremes. It's egg-laying mammals. It's monotremes.
Yeah, that makes sense because there's a song about platypuses that uses the word monotremes in it that I know.
So anyway, yeah. So but no, they don't eat. Knuckles doesn't eat the rings either. There's a fun ROM hack of Sonic 2 though, where it is replaced with food, and Sonic gets heavier the more rings he consumes, and so it acts as a hindrance to the game. It's a fun little. I think it's called Sonic 2 XL. If you're into it's
like Magic Mike.
Sure.
The special stages are fucking weird.
That's not hard to find online either. So
well, yeah, because doesn't Sonic like canonically like have relations with people?
Humans, or are you just saying are there love interests?
Did he fuck
Sonic?
James Marsden?
Yes, Matt.
Okay,
yes, again. This is the 5th time. I told you not to bring it up on the podcast.
I'm only asking because I have seen pictures online.
Every time since you've... Sorry? Yes, Christian?
Is his love interest the cat?
Blaze the cat from the DS
Amy the
Sonic
Hedgehog.
Rush?
She's a hedgehog?
Well, okay, so it depends on what media you're consuming. In the comic books, for example, in the original Archie comic books, it's Sally Acorn, who is a squirrel, and she's a princess.
Yeah, but she's not a squirrel. Amy the Hedgehog is not a squirrel.
Amy is not. You're correct.
What is
Matt.
Amy? Is she a hedgehog?
A hedgehog. Amy the Hedgehog. She's a hedgehog.
I thought maybe that's just because she took Sonic's last name after they got married.
They're not married. No, but that's
Whoa, hold on. I thought they were in a relationship.
They're living in sin?
They don't have intercourse. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, who's the lady that he has intercourse with? The lady, you know.
From the Xbox
the
game?
human woman, yeah.
I've seen a video.
Eileen or whatever.
Google.
That's the first Sonic game I never actually played, and not because I knew it was bad at the time. I just didn't have the money for an Xbox game.
Oh my god!
You should do like a thing where it's like Sonic fan first time playing only Sonic game he's never played.
Oh boy, yeah. I guess that actually does kind of have a little bit of pull. I mean, it's been done to death, but that's kind of a unique.
It's been done to death. Every person out there has played every Sonic game except for one.
Hold on, it's Sonic because it's Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 because they just named the game Sonic the Hedgehog, so it has to be Sonic 06 or whatever.
Oh,
I think it's supposed to be a reboot of the series, and then of course, as everyone knows, it was horrible. What is it? Elise, Princess Elise. Yes,
all
they
right.
kiss. They kiss.
All right. So Sonic fucks a lady. That's the end of this episode.
Good talking, everybody.
It was great.
This is an improv podcast. This is a podcast about improv.
Yeah.
Let's have this episode be the last one, I think.
Yeah, it's better just nip it in the bud.
Well, the next one will be called Little Bits and Pieces 2006 because we're gonna try to reboot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you, Cowboys, for
I know
bearing
Cowboys.
with us.
No, they like this one.
Yeah. But
real Cowboys love this one. People are gonna be saying like, "Oh, what's your favorite episode?" Well, I'm a real fan, so I really like the Sonic the Hedgehog episode.
It's a deep cut, and it's like, what makes it a deep cut?
And this is our 100th episode, right?
Yeah,
so that's pretty
good.
Yeah,
because we're gonna air them out of order though. So, but this is the 100th one.
This is episode 100. So, I mean, that's a big deal. We've made it to 100 episodes.
I keep having this one up in the queue, ready to release, and I just keep pushing it off until eventually I'm like, fuck it. Like this last episode was about penguins. It's like, so
I just
fuck
think
it.
we should release the 100th episode now, so there's no pressure on when we get to 100. So we just release the episode 100 now. And it's like a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
They're not in order.
Yeah, absolutely. I already said this is our 100th episode, big milestone. I'm very proud of everyone, and I'm glad that we got to talk about the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, we were due.
The last year has been really hard for everyone because of the event that happened. But now that we're past it, I think it's all good.
It's time to focus on the Chaos Emeralds.
I'm imagining this is in the future.
You did a really good job hosting.
Yeah, you got it.
You did a really good job hosting.
Thank you, and that means a lot since post-accident or incident.
He has a cool, badass scar across his face because it's the future.
Yeah. And then I have an eye patch.
You're not Matt from the present?
Well,
No, I
no,
meant
because
from
this
the
is
future.
this is episode 100. So canonically, this is in the future.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I get
actually,
it.
though, I also am from the future. In the future,
He's from episode
time travel,
200.
Yeah, time travel exists in the future. So I came back to do this episode in the past, which is the future of now.
And then delivered the file to us back.
Yeah,
when
and
we
I
were
said,
around.
"Do not." And I said, "Don't release this. Whatever you do, it causes an incident."
Where is present day Matt? Just out of curiosity.
He's lost in the time stream. We have to find him. The arc of the next season of Walrus will be finding Matt in time.
Were you gonna
Lost in time.
Were you gonna ask if I've seen Dark, the Netflix series?
No, I was
Dark?
gonna say if you've seen Quantumania.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark is pretty good. It's a good show.
Because I was gonna say that Matt, present Matt, is in like an Airbnb somewhere watching it. That's where he is.
We should end this, right? We just hit 30 minutes.
Oh yeah,
I think
we
that
just hit 30
exceeds.
minutes.
That exceeds.
All right, guys.
See you later, Cowboys.
Hi, I'm Christian Torres from Wallares. If you're interested in supporting this show, the best thing that you can do is rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure to check out Wallares.com, that's Wallares, for a full list of our socials, including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Stay tuned for news about any live shows that we may have, and new episodes of Little Bits and Pieces come out every Thursday wherever you get your podcasts.
The show you've just listened to is a part of the Podfix Network. To listen to other shows on the network, head over to podfixnetwork.com. Follow on Twitter @Podfix and join the Podfix Nation at facebook.com/Podfix.